States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Will you remain standing and join me in prayer? Supreme Architect of the universe, we invoke thy blessing at this time. May this meeting thus be conducted in peace and closed in harmony. Lord, we just thank you for the many blessings and the wonderful people in Allegany County who have come together to put time and attention for our citizens and do what's right. We thank you for their leadership. We thank you for their teamwork. It's in your name we most humbly pray, for you are my Lord, you are my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen. Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to welcome everyone to our Thursday, May 30th, 2013 public business meeting. Gentlemen, are there any additions or deletions to our agenda?
No, sir.
Okay. Gentlemen, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the minutes of our May 23rd, 2013 public business meeting.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
It has been moved by Commissioner Brody, seconded by Commissioner Valentine. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We have a lot to do in a short amount of time, and the comptroller is on his way.
10 minutes, sir.
10 minutes, and it'll be okay because I think a state trooper's with him, so I think he'll be okay. So we're going to just go right to number 2 on our agenda for presentation, National Nurses Month. I understand that Miss Linda Stair is here to accept. Linda, would you please come up? Unfortunately, due to some illness and loss of family members, 2 of the representatives scheduled will not be here. So we have a citation to present on behalf of National Nurses Week. However, is there anything you'd like to say first?
I have a short proclamation, yes, thank you.
Oh, please.
Okay, I'm Linda Stair, and I'm the Secretary of the Nursing Caucus at Western Maryland Health Education Center, and with me today are Amy Kitty and Angela Spatero, and I'm here to read this proclamation on behalf of our President, B. Hemmelwright Lamb. Our Nursing Caucus is a forum where nurses can meet to network with one another, create programs to educate nurses, and support the role of the nurses in Western Maryland and the surrounding areas. Each year in May, we honor Florence Nightingale on her birthday and celebrate the diversity of America's 3.1 million registered nurses who work to help save lives and improve the health of each individual they serve. Nurses in Allegany County run the gamut of volunteer parish nurses, hospital and nursing home nurses, surgery center and office nurses, home care, hospice and school nurses, and nurse educators. So you can see that a nurse can care for your body, mind, and your soul. In the 2012 Gallup poll, Americans voted nurses the most trusted profession in America for the 13th time in 14 years. Honesty and ethics of the nursing profession were rated very high by 85% of the poll respondents. Nursing is the largest health profession in America and continues to grow today. The current population of nurses is aging and will soon leave the workforce with the demands of an overall aging nation. This will widen the gap between the supply of nurses and the growing demand for health care services. Trends show that the educational level of nurses has increased significantly over the last 3 decades and that more men are choosing nursing as a career. About 250,000, or 8% of nurses, are advanced practice registered nurses, such as nurse practitioners, certified nurse midwives, certified registered nurse anesthetists, and clinical nurse specialists. High regard for the nursing profession, coupled with our education and skills, position nurses to help transform health care into a system that places more evidence on prevention, wellness, and coordination of care. The Nursing Caucus thanks you for your support and the trust that you show for the nursing profession, not only in Allegany County, but throughout the country. And each year, as a way of showing support within our nursing community, the Nursing Caucus honors one of our own. The 2013 Nurse of the Year is Angela Spatero. Angie graduated from Baltimore Community College in 1975 and earned her BSN from the University of Maryland in 1995. Angie started working as a perioperative nurse at the Western Maryland Health System in 1976, moved into pain management, and most currently holds the position of core measure analyst in the Performance Improvement Department. Angie's a very intelligent and compassionate nurse. She is a quiet force and a steady worker with the caucus and currently holds the position of treasurer. Angie is also a 2-time breast cancer survivor. We will honor Angie at the Western Maryland Area Health Education Center's award banquet on June 11, 2013. And thank you again for honoring the nurses in Allegany County with this proclamation.
Wonderful. It'd be an honor if I had all three of you ladies come on up with the commissioners to present our proclamation, please. Okay. I'm going to step a little bit this side just in case I have a picture taken by Mom. Where is she?
She's at front of the door.
Is she waiting for the comptroller? Well, she's doing her motherly duties.
She's doing her motherly duties.
She's taking, she always did like Big Brother Peter Franchot best. So anyhow. Okay, ladies, I have here an official citation from the Allegany County government. National Nurses Week. Whereas over 3 million registered nurses in the United States comprise of our nation's largest healthcare profession. And whereas registered nurses are a key resource diligently working for the healthy nation now focusing on increasing delivery of primary and preventative health care. And whereas registered nurses are an indispensable component to provide cost-effective, safe, and quality health care services and thereby help to improve the lives of all individuals. And whereas registered nurses are a growing demand in the United States to support this increasing complex world of healthcare, and we wish to encourage those with this scientific capability to pursue this course of study. Now, therefore, we, as county commissioners, recognize of National Nurses Week this month with the theme Delivering Quality and Innovation in Patient Care, wish to publicly acknowledge all individuals associated with this admirable life-saving and life-enhancing healthcare profession. Signed by all 3 county commissioners, and thank you so much for what you do.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Let's give them a round of applause.
Mom's back.
Mom's back?
Yeah, mom's back.
Thank you.
Joy, would you like to go up and join them?
Yes, you can. No.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, nurses. Appreciate it. Congratulations. Thank you. Give me the right one.
Yes, sir, it's the right one. Yeah. It's the one on the right.
It's the full figure chair.
And at the right height.
Yes, exactly correct.
Now, I guess since it's National Nurses Week, I'll have to do something nice for my wife.
No problem.
I'd be
Flowers, dinner,
remiss without
movie.
mentioning that, so.
I think a nice bouquet of flowers would be nice to take home tonight.
Maybe some Coney Island hot dogs.
And then, moving right along, item number 3. As Ms. Terry Bennett, our recycling coordinator, comes up, gentlemen, we're going to be talking today Allegany County Recycling Program 2013 Telephone Book Collection Campaign. And I understand Ms. Bennett has some really exciting news.
Thank you, Commissioners. I would like to take this opportunity to announce the winners of the 2013 telephone book recycling campaign. This is the 21st annual telephone book campaign, so it's been in operation for 21 years. This year, there were 17 schools participated, and they collected over 12,600 telephone books for recycling.
Wow.
This helps the county reach its 20% mandated goal, recycling goal. And this year, the sponsors I would like to thank are Advanced Disposal, Coca-Cola, Queen City Business Systems, and Waste Management. They help provide the funding for the prizes. This year's winner was Washington Middle School, and Washington Middle School recycled, just within that school, over 2,500 books.
Wow.
So the school This school had 648 students, and that was a ratio of about 3.88 books per student, so that's pretty good. This year's second place was Georges Creek Elementary, and then the third place was Bell Elementary. So I think with us today, and being the 21st year, Miss Karen Bundy with the Board of Education, if she would stand please, has been here for all 21 years of this campaign. I think we have Mr. Bill Detterman, is that correct? Representing Washington Middle School, and I think you have some students with you, if they would like to come up and say a word.
Dr. Brown, he's going to introduce the
Okay.
students from Washington Middle School.
Right, sixth grader, a lone female here, Amber Hott. Also a sixth grader, Josiah Rhodes. Seventh grader, Josh Middleton. And a sixth grader, Walker Apple. Our eighth graders who assisted with the project are visiting the Career Center today, so they were not able to attend. These folks are representing Washington Middle School, and 3 of the 4 here helped every Friday go to each homeroom and collect phone books. Thank you very much.
Great job. It'd be wonderful if we could have all your students come up and get a picture. Miss Bennett, please.
Would you like to present the winning check, the $200 check to the school?
That would be wonderful. That's fine. The teachers from the Board of Ed, please. Okay. Ms. Bundy, 21 years. 21 years.
That means she started at age 13.
Oh, you're fine.
You're fine.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, what I'd like to do is present you, young lady, with the check for a winning prize of $200. A well-done job. We really appreciate you putting recycling important in Allegany County. Keep up the good work, and hopefully we'll have some good leadership out of all 4 of you all in the future. So congratulations. All right, I think we're good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hey, Jim, is it possible for you to send me a copy of that one? George? Or George will send a copy.
Oh, yes, sir.
Mom went to meet the comptroller again, so she didn't get it. Thank you very much. Okay, gentlemen, moving right along into our action agenda. Item number 4 is resolution number 13-9, the fiscal year 2014 draft Unified Planning Work Program. Understand that Mr. Cool, our transportation planner, is here to explain. Welcome, sir.
This is something we do every year. We have to adopt a work program to account for the monies that the Federal Highway and Federal Transit Administration pass on to the counties for planning. Actually, they're passing it on to the urbanized area. So today you're acting as the Metropolitan Planning Organization, and that's going to be the case in the with the next resolution also. The monies that the county will be using are going to be used pretty much to meet some of the mandates that have come down from the federal and state level. And that way, we have a way to pay for actually accomplishing those tasks. And then we have 2 projects that one for the city of Cumberland, one for the city of Frostburg. They are interested, City of Cumberland wants to take a look at Green Street, and the city of Frostburg wants to take a look at the area around Braddock Road that has been developing. So we feel that there should be adequate funds. One of the other things to note about this, it is just a work program. It's not set in concrete. If the funding levels change, which is very frequent with this program, we have to adjust accordingly. So with that, if there's any questions.
Commissioners?
No.
Okay, I'd like to entertain a motion to accept resolution number 13-9, fiscal year 2014 draft Unified Planning Work Program. Is there a motion?
So move.
And seconded.
It has been moved by Commissioner Valentine, seconded by Commissioner Brody. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 5, anything to add, sir?
This, the next item is also a Metropolitan Planning Organization piece of business that we have to do periodically. When the transportation improvement programs put together every year, which is required by the county to pass on to the state, and then that's then forwarded to the federal government. At the time that that's done, budgets haven't been set. We don't know what the federal funding is going to be, but the federal government requires it to be fiscally constrained. So if you don't know the money's going to actually be there, you can't put that amount in. So towards the end of the state fiscal year, State Highway Administration usually sends us a list of projects, and this is categories of projects. It's not specific projects, where the additional money has been secured, and then the budget's adjusted to what the actual spending is going to be. And these are, this time, the categories relate pretty much to the routine maintenance things that we see, the filling of potholes and the resurfacing, that sort of thing. Plus, the other category has to do with the preliminary engineering for the bridge safety and replacement, or bridge rehabilitation and safe replacement categories. So if there's any questions related to that.
I have none. Commissioners?
Sir?
Okay, I'd like to entertain a motion to accept Resolution 13-10, the 2012-2015 Transportation Improvement Program. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
It has been moved by Commissioner Brody, seconded by Commissioner Valentine. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cool. Mr. Eberly, what do we have on our consent agenda today?
Commissioners, I have 3 items on the agenda for your consideration today. They deal with the annual award of the county's Employee Assistance Program contract. We have an item on the agenda that deals with the appropriation of $1,000 out of community promotions to the Old Town Summerfest, which is coming up at the end of June. And as we have done in the past, and we're asking for your approval to abate taxes at a piece of property currently owned now by the town of Westernport for a rehabilitation of that neighborhood.
Gentlemen, I'd like to entertain a motion to accept our consent agenda.
So move.
Is there a second?
And second.
It has been moved by Commissioner Valentine, seconded by Commissioner Brody. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Mr. Eberly, do you have anything on your plate?
No correspondence to report on this week, Commissioners. no bids to report on. I do want to announce that there's a really good chance that next Thursday, in addition to being levy day, that we'll have an opportunity to enter into a collective bargaining agreement with our roads division. They have voted. They did that last week, and except for the fact that we had a vacation day this week, that we could have had it done perhaps by today, but given the short time period we had to work with, we hope to have it on your agenda for next week.
Wonderful.
Very good.
Wonderful. Commissioner. County Attorney William Rudd.
I have nothing, thank you. John, I know,
An attorney with nothing.
What?
I know. You gave me an
You know, I'm still waiting on the comptroller. We can give you a couple more minutes.
opportunity. It's your problem.
For our guests, we kind of have a little joke where whenever we ask for Mr. Rudd to speak, I kind of interrupt him and say thank you very much, or he yields the balance of his time to somebody else, or anyhow.
I do have one comment, though. I noticed in the audience a lot of
There's the man of the
DSS,
hour.
Department of Social Services people for about 13 years. I was their attorney, so it's nice to see some familiar faces.
Well, that is wonderful. So, well, thank you very much, sir. Okay. Well, Commissioners, what I'd like to do now is to refer back to item number 1.
Absolutely.
This happens to be the William Donald Schaefer Helping People Award, and the Honorable, like to introduce to everybody, the Honorable Mr. Peter Francho, our Comptroller, to award it. And Mr. Comptroller, if you'd like to.
Thank you, Commissioner. Sorry, I'm a few minutes late.
Oh, you're fine, sir. Right on time. We just had the agenda messed up.
Everybody's in a good mood.
Absolutely.
Nice to see everybody. I'm going to go over here per my instructions.
Oh, you talked to Mom before you came.
So, Commissioner McKay, thank you very much for your personal involvement in the awarding of this. I think it's the most important award that Maryland has.
Here, here.
I have the good fortune to be following in the footsteps of Louis Goldstein, but also William Donald Schaefer, who was the comptroller just before me. And I established this award in Governor Schaefer's legacy, because if you ever met William Donald Schaefer, there's no other elected official in the state's history that ever had more of a concern for the individual person, particularly the little guy, who may have needed at some point in their life a hand out so that you could help them move up. And I have some of his staff, William Donald Schaefer's staff, who still work in the comptroller's office now. And they tell me that when Governor Schaefer was approached on the street by someone that needed $1, he would always pull his wallet out and give $1 or $5. And his staff would say, Governor Schaefer, you don't need to do that. He'd say, there but for fortune. So we established the William Donald Schaefer Helping People Award. In his memory, we award one in each county. There is a jury of his very close advisors and lieutenants, folks that are very well known in Baltimore who worked with him during his life, who vet and look at all of the nominations, and then they select the winners. And I'm delighted to be here in one of the great counties of the state, Allegany County.
What was that, sir?
Yeah. You know what I love about this county? It's at the forefront of the financial literacy movement.
Yes, we are.
And since I'm the comptroller, I'm partial to that. But there's no more important issue than that issue of financial education, financial understanding. And the fact that Allegany County has a graduation requirement for its young people, and also other emphasis on it, to the commissioner's credit, Commissioner Valentine, Commissioner Brody, Commissioner McKay. Thank you for your leadership. And Commissioner McKay, thank you for nominating Charles and Joyce Smith. And can't think of two people that better represent that tradition of individuals helping other people than Mr. and Mrs. Smith. And if they could come forward, or Mr. Smith, I know you have had some health problems, but you're looking mighty good as far as I'm concerned. And I'm pleased to be here to make this presentation. I wonder if Commissioner McKay could come up with me, since you nominated Mr. and Mrs. Smith. And frankly, I am, yeah. Oh, yeah, we'll get you on the camera and make you famous over here. But I happen, and Senator Edwards just came in. George, come on up here, because there's no more outstanding member of the legislature in Annapolis. Don't blame him for all the things they do down there. Because he's my kind of people. But I can say in all honesty that Mr. and Mrs. Smith have done more good in their lifetime than any of us standing or sitting here. The fact that they have, for so many decades, helped literally hundreds of kids, and that they have kids themselves and they have adopted kids. Seriously, I'm humbled and awed by what you've done, and when it all gets added up there above, boy, you guys are going to be way, way in front of politicians like me. So, but this is awarded on behalf of the state of Maryland. I'm delighted Senator Edwards is here with me. It's awarded to Charles Willard Smith and Joyce Juanetta Smith, with congratulations for being awarded the 2013 William Donald Schaefer Helping People Award for Allegany County, in recognition of your 45 years of unwavering support for the foster care system, and for opening your home and hearts to nearly 200 children. Your selfless enthusiasm to provide a living and stable home environment for kids in need is beyond admirable. With my sincerest wishes for continued success, presented this 30th day of May. And,
I want to thank all of you for this award. Down through the years that we've cared for all the children, I guess we were so busy we just never thought of a day like this. It's just beautiful. Thank you.
Go ahead. Well, everything I can say, that's what I'm here for.
you want to say something more? Thank you so much. Senator Edwards also has a presentation.
Thank you very much. I apologize for being a little late. I can't legally drive as fast as he can. Plus, I figured out if he came to 1968, then it's quicker to go that way than it is to go down over the mountain to get to Cumberland from Oakland. So we'll figure that one out. But I have a Maryland General Assembly official citation, and what I found out the last couple of days about this couple, they probably should have been recognized a long time ago, and recognized a lot more than they're being recognized today for what they've done in their lifetime for a lot of young people in this county and throughout the area. That's tremendous, and I commend you for that, and thank you for what you've done over the years. And it's, be it hereby known to all that the sincerest congratulations are offered to Charles and Joyce Smith in recognition of being selected as the Allegany County winners of the William Donald Schaefer Helping People Award for your work in the community and the state. Congratulations, presented this 30th day of May, signed by myself, Senator Legislative District 1. Congratulations.
I just want to say thank you on behalf of the children you have helped, and our foster care program are the unsung heroes of our county. And it was very, very touching to be at the appreciation dinner and to learn everything that you've done. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Is Dr. Paulman? Oh, terrific. If you have a long speech, I'm going to let these Smiths sit back down.
I think you
but-
should let them sit back down.
But we're going to get a picture afterwards with you, if we could, and also the elected officials.
Okay.
But, come on, let's walk over there and sit down and have a, take it easy.
It's really very hard to follow all that, but what I'd like to do is share primarily some personal reflections. It is my honor and my privilege to be here today to recognize and to celebrate and to thank two extraordinary people. Joyce and Charlie Smith have been my colleagues and my friends and my mentors throughout my whole professional career. When I was a young caseworker, a really young caseworker, right out of college and full of vim and vigor and was going to change the world, I had the great good fortune to be assigned to work with the Smith Foster Home. And at that time, they were the emergency home in Allegany County. And in those days, we paid emergency home foster parents a retainer. And in exchange for that retainer, we said, the only thing you have to do is accept any child we bring to your house anytime, day or night. And that was the deal. Now, understanding that deal, it's really important to know that when kids come into foster care, they don't come happy, well-adjusted, anxious to please, anxious to be loved. They come to us from trauma, and they bring that trauma and those problems with them. And I can truly say from firsthand experience that Charlie and Joyce lived up to their end of the bargain being emergency foster home parents. And I've long believed, and I think sometimes I allow myself to think I even know that they would have done that whether or not there was a retainer, because that's the level of commitment they have to children. But we did bring children there any time of the day or night, because kids don't come into foster care in an orderly workday way. They come in when there's crisis in their life, and crisis in their life tends to occur outside of the workday. And so we brought a lot of kids there in the middle of the night, in the early hours of the morning, and they were always there, opening their home and welcoming those children. And I can tell you firsthand that you could see in the faces of those children, you could see in the behavior of those children, that they knew they had come to a safe place with people who cared for them. Now, my job, I think at that time, as it was written in the job description, was to monitor and advise the Smith Foster Home, because after all, they were a foster home with our agency. That was my job description. The reality was that I just learned volumes about how you care for and interact, pardon me, these are special people, how you care for and interact with troubled children from Joyce and Charlie Smith. And Charlie could tell you stories, and I strongly suspect that before the day's over, he will tell those stories about he and I chasing kids down Brant Road and a number of other adventures that we had placing children in that foster home. And if my wife were here today, she would tell you about most of the Friday nights at that time that I spent at their house, not at our house, because that's when kids came into care, and their first stop in care was in the emergency home that the Smiths operated. So throughout that entire time, as we worked together, what I had the privilege of watching and experiencing were the miracles that these two people were able to work in the lives of children who were at an incredibly traumatic point in their lives. Later on, my career took some twists and turns, and I got other jobs and did other things in this business. But Joyce and Charlie Smith remained true to their calling, and their calling was to foster children. And as you heard from the comptroller, they've done that for 45 years. During that time, they've raised their own children. They've adopted 3 children. And we toss about this number of they fostered around 200 children. I'm willing to bet it's far in excess of 200 children. We just didn't keep good records back in those early days. But a lot of children have passed through their home. And not only that, there are people who are always open to working with the families of those children and talking with the families of those children and helping the families of those children. And there's a lot of us in the room who are in this business, and most of us know it's harder to work with the families than it is the kids. So that's an extraordinary thing. Joyce and Charlie Smith may not be unique in the state of Maryland, having 45 years of service. But they are extremely rare if they are not unique. It's hard to say. It's just, we can't count, and it's hard to say how many lives they have touched and how many lives have been changed for the better because of their interaction with them. What we can say is that their legacy is a legacy of love and caring. That's a wonderful legacy, in my opinion. But it's more than that. It's a living legacy. Because Joyce and Charlie still take kids into their home. And they still teach us all, each and every day, how to make a difference, one child at a time. Thank you.
Certainly, sir.
Senator Edwards, we can get a photo with the Smiths, please. This is for our benefit more than yours, believe me, because we just received it.
Bill.
Yeah, you look good. I take her problems myself, so I'm glad you're don't worry about it.
Yes, sir.
Charlie?
And then here, good looking.
George, where's your where are the proclamations? Oh, good. Charlie? You? Good.
Everybody ready?
Okay, give us a 1, 2, 3.
All right, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Maybe one with the Smith family.
Yeah, are they here? Other members?
All family members.
Yeah, I want to thank, well, where's Dr. Bowman? Come on up here.
Oh, excuse
Crying out loud. That was a wonderful statement.
I'll take one with Dr.
Yeah.
Bowman right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
Excuse me, Dr. Bowman, I've known you many years.
We're gonna get Dr. Poland in, and then
Commissioner Brody.
we'll get out of the way and let the family members come in.
1, 2, 3.
He was talking. Mom almost drowned me.
Oh, boy. Hi, guys. How's everybody? Busy background. What a wonderful. Here, come on over here, guys. Wow.
This is everybody's family. We're gonna scooch in here.
Let me guess, these are twins.
You
that we
could
have here.
stand to
Yep.
the
Yep.
side a little bit instead of face out. It helps
What's
to
that?
get more people in the photo.
Okay.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yes, sir. We're gonna do it right here, so.
Let me just say, I've given out many, many of these awards to other jurisdictions, and this is, A, the most compelling and moving one, but second of all, it's the only one that I've
that everyone's given the awardees a standing ovation. Thank you.
Our schedule. Mr. Comptroller, before you leave, I think it's very important that I introduce some people that have come as special guests here this evening. I think it's important that you know that they are here. Our agenda got kind of crazy here, so I do apologize for not having the correct political protocol. I'd like to thank Kim from your office for being here today. I'd also like to thank Senator George Edwards, as he's been recognized. We also have a representative, Mr. Jake Shade, from Delegate Leroy Meyer's office. We also have Councilman Nick Scarpelli from the City of Cumberland in the back. Good to see you, sir. Welcome. We have the Honorable Rebecca Drew from Register of Wills here. Thank you very much, Becky. We also have, he's kind of like a regular. We kind of forget about him, but Judge Mark Widmeyer from the Judge of Orphans Court was in the back. Did he?
He stepped down.
He went to the little boys' room, I think.
It is lunchtime. He normally gets me lunch, so no, I am just kidding about that. We have the family and friends from the Smiths, which we've got to meet, and thank you very much for having them here. Also from the Allegheny County Department of Social Services, sir, we have Mr. John Sangiovanni, the Assistant Director. We also have Mr. Brent Dressman, the Child Welfare Supervisor, Ms. Charlene Platter, Child Welfare Supervisor. Brent, did you change jobs? Did I get that right, or did we? I mean, it's kind of like, it's the different, anyhow. And Ms. Sandy Mattingly, a caseworker, and the Foster Parents Association representative, Mr. Harry and Shirley King. So, let's see. Did I forget anybody?
I don't know. If you did, it wasn't on
I always
purpose.
pay a lot of attention to Senator Edwards because he is on the committee that does my agency, my budget. But I have also, within my budget, all the registers of wills.
Ah.
And I'm just sorry that I didn't get you to come up, and Nick, also you to come up, because you're elected officials, and I have a lot of respect for you. And the registers of wills, wherever they are around the state, the most popular elected official. Because they do a really important job. And Madam Register, thank you for being here. And get thrown out if I try to redo the pictures, but we'll do it down the road. Thank you.
But Comptroller, that was all my fault, sir. So you didn't know, sir. Hey. The radio's got a comment. I've got big pants and I can handle it, sir. That is my fault. So I apologize to those.
And Mike, just once again, thank you for the nomination and steering us in a really great direction. Appreciate it.
They're a special couple. Okay. Commissioners, Commissioner Brody, is there anything you'd like to add, sir?
Well, yes, congratulations. What a prestigious award. I'm most certainly glad we was able to host this event this afternoon. Comptroller, thank you very much for coming to Allegheny County. Senator Edwards, it's always a pleasure to see you, sir. I'm just going to speak a little bit briefly today on a very troubling article that was in the paper this morning. It's not what I was going to speak on today, but more stuff with the airport over a disgruntled ex-employee, again, ex-board member, and it kind of threw the darts at me, which I'm glad to see because I am the elected official, so most certainly I hope if he takes his cheap shots, he most certainly takes them at me. But there is reasons why he is barred, and I'm going to publicly go into a few of them. He's very disgruntled to the board members. He has made very, very numerous threats against several board members. He's very disruptive to the operations of the airport. The only thing I wish is I wish the lady that wrote the article would have been as thorough as Matthew Bianic here, because anytime Matthew has a question, he most certainly calls me, and I have never been interviewed over said problems at the airport. It always just seems to be very very one-sided, and that's very troubling. And he is not going to drive a wedge between Allegany County and Mineral County commissioners, because I'm personally in touch with Dr. Licklider, Commissioner Wisner, and Commissioner LaRue at all times. And I just wish his plan to drive a wedge between Allegany and Mineral County is not going to succeed. I don't know how more plain to put it. The problem that he had, the person he had the most problem with, I guess, was a West Virginia appointee. But some reason he likes to throw the darts at me, and I'm fine with that. I'm good with that. I chair it, and like I say, as an elected official, that's fine. Go ahead and keep taking the cheap shots. But, sir, it was dealt with, and it's not going to waste much more of my time talking about it. So.
Well, Commissioner, we know it's under control, and we thank you for your due diligence there. Commissioner Valentine.
I, too, would like to give my thanks to the Smiths for all that you've done for the young people in this county, and not only to the Smiths, but to all the foster parents. I've been at your recognition dinner before, and I know how many people are there and all the fantastic work they do, and all the great outcomes from foster parenting. Also this weekend, I spent 4 days at the 2013 edition of Delfest. I think a lot of people's got a wrong idea of what happens at the fairgrounds over those 4 days. A crowd probably in the neighborhood of 10 to 11,000 people on that fairgrounds at any one time. Absolutely no problems whatsoever. There is not a drinking binge going on out there. It's just a group of people coming together to hear some of the most fantastic music you could ever hear. In fact, there were 4 or 5 artists that appeared there this year that are Grammy Award winners. So that tells you a little bit about the quality of the groups coming in to play there. Dell will be returning to the county within the next month or so. Normally donates in the area of about $30,000 of the profits from that festival to local charities. So it's a great event for the entire county. I had the opportunity to speak with several people from state government there. They came up to listen to the music. People from state economic development made some good contacts there. And there's always the possibility of 1 or 2 people with businesses looking to locate come up to listen to music and decide that Allegany County would be a great place to relocate their business. It was year 6. There's at least 4 more years on their present contract, and Dell's already talking about he'd like to extend that. So I hope everybody gives Dell Fest a try next year, because you'll be truly amazed. Paul, you were there this year. I think you enjoyed what you heard back there. It's truly a great event, and it's great to see people from 41 different states drive into Allegany County to spend 4 or 5 days for a common event. Thank you.
Wonderful. Ms. Linda, has anybody signed up? Okay, wonderful. I'd like to remind everyone of some upcoming meetings. Our next public business meeting will be Thursday, June 6, 2013 at 5 o'clock right here in room 100. I'd like to remind everybody about the McCool Fire Protection public meeting. That's going to be on Wednesday, June the 5th, 2013 at 7 o'clock at the McCool Cornerstone Ministry Church. Hope to see everyone there. The Allegany County Emergency Services Board will be meeting with the public that day. Also, I'd like to remind everyone to check Allegany County news release for a couple different things, our budget schedule, but more especially Safety First for Allegany County Transit. There will be no service on Friday, June 14, 2013, and that's for our personnel to be trained in safety. We'd like to thank everyone for participating in our afternoon special meeting, and thank you again to the Smiths for all you do for Allegany County's children, our most vulnerable. Thank you very much. Allegany County's government schedule. Once again, I'd like to officially thank Mr. J. George for his years of service to the county, The county is in the fiscal condition, not all in due part by him, but his fellow teammates. And thank you very much, Jay. Like we always like to close our meetings, we thank you for participating in your government, and I hope you have a nice evening. Thank you.